It's a new dawn, it's a new day. My name is Ocean Lemon. You can call me Jay. It's been a very, very long time since I've sat in squeaky chair and made a video like this. Which today, this is gonna be back to my old style of content for at least today and maybe a few more videos after this, because recently there's been a lot of things happening online that we need to talk about. One of which is, of course, Shrek 5 having a new trailer come out, and it's bad. It's really bad, actually. Now, I want to go in this video in a totally different direction than most people have online and on YouTube. I have seen so many commentary channels on this platform just completely crap on this and say that this trailer is so bad, this trailer sucks, they changed the art style, they, got Zendaya in here, like, it's just crazy. But the Shrek 5 trailer or announcement, cast announcement, whatever you want to call it, has dropped. And it has taken the internet by storm, and it's even gotten so bad online that it's become newsworthy now. It's around the internet, not only the internet, but also on news channels now being talked about by how bad the reception is for this. Now, when you go online and you go on YouTube, mostly YouTube, three things people are talking about a lot is the fact of the art style of the characters, the animation has changed. It does not look like it used to. Two, they got Zendaya into this movie to cast or to play and voice Shrek's daughter, which I believe is Felicia. I believe that's her name. I haven't watched the third and fourth movie in like a decade, so I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's Felicia. They got Zendaya to voice her, and also a lot of people on the internet have been going and gooning for the daughter herself, which is just weird. But anyways, yeah, so this trailer is only 30 seconds long, and it's not even like an official trailer by Universal or DreamWorks. It's more of just a cast announcement, just for them to promote that they got Zendaya for this movie, which is not a surprise to anyone because I'm pretty sure everybody on the planet kind of knew Zendaya would be a part of this movie due to the fact that she's in literally everything. Now, I want to go on the record here before I get any further into this video. I don't, hate Zendaya. I do not dislike Zendaya like everyone else on the internet seems to at this point because she's in everything and she's annoying because she's in everything. I like Zendaya. She's a great actress, and that's the reason she's in everything is because she's good, and also she's very likable for the new generation of people. The new Gen Zs or Gen Alphas, whatever, love Zendaya, especially like younger girls out there. They look up to Zendaya, so it makes a lot of sense for, Shrek 5, DreamWorks, whatever, to cast her into a kids movie because it would bring a lot of newer people that, weren't even born yet when the old Shreks were out. It just makes a big, deal of sense here. And I'm not personally mad about it like everyone else on the internet seems to be for some dumb reason. But this trailer, like I said, it's 30 seconds long, and there's a lot in this to unpack. First of all, the first screen here, I'm going to show it on screen for you guys too, is them, Donkey and Shrek, looking into the magic mirror. And this is a cool scene right here, a cool, screenshot, because you can actually see that Shrek actually looks like Shrek here for some reason. His art style actually looks a lot like it used to, which is cool. Donkey, however, is not the case. Donkey does not look like Donkey anymore. I don't know who that is. That is not Donkey. But they're looking into the magic mirror, and they start to scroll through a bunch of like memes. And this is, of course, DreamWorks or Universal kind of, acknowledging all the memes that have came out about Shrek over the last 20 years, especially within like the last 15, I would say. And I feel like it's kind of cool. A lot of people want to crap on this because it's like, oh, rule number one for movies, don't, reference memes about the movie. And I feel like it's kind of, something that's not a big deal here, considering this isn't part of the movie. It's a little tiny sneak peek trailer thing of a scene that probably will never be in the movie. But after that, we get to see, a closer look at Donkey and Shrek, and yeah, they look a bit different. And by a bit, I mean a lot. And this is what's making a lot of people mad. The biggest part of this is because they don't look the same. They don't look exactly like they used to, and that pissed a lot of people off. Unlike everyone else on the internet, I don't think that this is a deal breaker. I don't think this is something that's going to ruin the movie. I don't think this is something that's going to make the movie unwatchable or, give it a bad rating or, make it fail in the box office. I actually think that this could be a good thing. While I did personally, I grew up on Shrek and Toy Story and all those older movies. And while I grew up on especially Shrek, and the, earlier movies with that animation, I don't really find a big problem with this because the animation that we see here isn't like super bad. It's not any bad animation. It's not anything that's like super, different than what we saw before. Like it's different, but it's not a, big level of difference. They didn't like change, Shrek's outfit or his skin color or make him have like a mustache or anything. Like it looks like Shrek, but at the same time it does look different and it looks more cartoony than before, which I feel like is probably on purpose. And I want to talk about too is there's a lot of speculation on why this has happened, why the animation has changed for this movie. And a lot of people, and there's a lot of rumors, and I'm pretty sure these are true at this point, is that this entire movie and the animation was outsourced to someone else. Now, obviously, the studio behind the original Shrek movies is probably no longer around, and most of the people that worked on those original movies are most likely not at DreamWorks anymore or at Universal or even in the industry anymore. They're probably all retired. Some of them may have passed away. Like the entire core group that worked on the first four Shreks most likely are nowhere to be seen anymore. And I do believe that that is the case here. And that's the biggest rumor, is that the reason why the animation is totally different is because they had to make this from scratch and they had to make basically every character model or whatever from scratch, from nothing, and just kind of, get it as close to the original as they could. And I do feel like that is what they did here. But also another reason too why, the characters obviously look different is a huge time jump. The last movie came out over 15 years ago, and it's been a long time. And these characters have aged since then. They're not going to pick up the story right off where Shrek 4 left off. They're going to end up, doing a huge time jump as time has passed since the last movie. And you definitely see it here. You can see that Donkey definitely looks older. He has more of like, beard, like a little gray thing on his chin, which is cool. You can see Shrek looks way older. He's all wrinkly now, or a little bit more wrinkly than he used to be. And then obviously the daughter is a lot older than she was in the previous movies, as she was a little baby in those movies. So it's definitely a big time jump. Now personally, I have no problem with any of these characters except Fiona. I don't know what they did to her. But it's honestly atrocious what they ended up doing to Fiona here. Because she looks kind of like a meth head. I'm not gonna lie. She has like hardly any teeth. From what I could see, or at least her teeth are so small. She looks like she's gumming it. It just doesn't. It doesn't look like Fiona. It looks like she got into like a really bad meth habit or something like that. And I definitely think a reason why they may have made this from scratch and actually went through with it instead of just never making a fifth movie is, I'm guessing they're probably thinking about more sequels after this. I don't think Shrek 5 is going to be the last Shrek movie. I do think they will be making another movie after this. Just because if they were working so hard just to make this come to life and to, basically remake everything from the ground up, I definitely think they're doing it more for future movies as well, instead of just doing a one-off movie and ending the series that way. And considering, we seem to be at the middle of a animation studio war again, just like the good old days when Disney or Pixar and DreamWorks were at each other's throats. We're getting that again because Disney is releasing Toy Story 5 around the same time Shrek 5 is going to be coming out, and I don't even think Toy Story 5 was ever going to happen until they announced Shrek 5, so I think that was Disney's way of kind of, trying to keep up with them and make sure that DreamWorks doesn't take off again and become this big, company that they used to be. But also, not only is Disney releasing Toy Story 5 to try to, muffle out Shrek 5, but they're also going to be making Ice Age 6, which nobody thought would happen, especially considering that they recasted a lot of the people in the last Ice Age movie, and now they're going to be recasting them again, but going back to the original cast that we had, so it's very weird. But then at the very end, we get to see the release date. Christmas of 2026. That is insane. So originally when this was announced, when Shrek 5 was originally announced, it was supposed to release in 2025. They just said a random release date for 2025. And then when it got its official first like teaser trailer, they switched it again to July 1st of 2026. And now they have switched it again to Christmas of 2026. So what that tells me is that they've had probably a lot of delays at the studio or something like that. Maybe they've been working on other projects and haven't been able to put their full focus into this movie, or the fact that this movie is taking a lot longer than they ever thought it would. So they had to push it back once again. But I definitely do think that this is going to be the final release date here. I do think this will be the hard release date. This is definitely going to be when it releases, just because of this teaser trailer alone. This does seem to be something that they animated on the side of the movie just for this trailer. Because like I said, I don't think this will ever be in the movie. I don't think any of what we just saw will be in the movie. And I think it was just so that they could show off that they got Zendaya in the movie, and they also got all the returning people to come back. But honestly, I don't think that this trailer is as bad as people want to make it out to be. I do think a lot of people are hating on this trailer due to a shock factor, and B, the fact that everyone else is hating on the trailer, so they feel like they have to do that as well, to fit in. But personally, I don't think it's the best. I don't think, that it's like extraordinary or whatever, but at the same time, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think that the change in animation is, too offensive. I don't think it's too bad. I think it could actually possibly work, just like it did with Puss in Boots, to where when they changed that animation, everyone was crying at the trailers, being like, oh my god, this is gonna suck. He doesn't look like he used to. And then once the movie came out and, a year passed, all of a sudden, people like that animation more than the previous one. And I do believe that that could be something we see here. Maybe people will start to like this animation more than the original. And I do think that will happen for a lot of people. I don't mind it. I think it's a good, look for these characters. But it is definitely a shock thing, because it's weird to see, characters that you grew up watching in previous movies all of a sudden look a lot different. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to talk about it, give my thoughts on it, since everyone else on the internet is. But personally, I think this is all right. It's not what I was expecting. But also I'm not really, disappointed too much about this. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see all people in the next one. Bye.